Hello, and welcome to the Thyroid Warrior podcast. I'm Ebony, and I'm here as your wellness facilitator. I'm going to be sharing my experiences in managing Hashimoto's disease. I really hope that it'll help you on your personal journey. Keep in mind, however, this does not substitute for medical advice. It is only for your information and motivational purposes only. Now, let's get started. Hello, friends. I'm so excited. I'm grateful and I'm thankful primarily for you. And couple announcements. First things first, joyfulebony.com is now live and you can go there and check out all of my resources. They're called My Favorite Things. If you want to listen to my podcast episodes, you can go there. You can continue to listen on your favorite podcast platform, but you also have an option to go to my website as well. I'm also starting to announce, and you guys heard it here first, different services. So if you need some additional support with your thyroid disease journey, I am offering for a limited time my coaching services again. So if you guys want to get in on that, you can head to joyfulebony.com and I'm more than happy to walk you through the process to get you started living a happy, healthy, and joyful life. Also, I am now offering personal training services. And even if you're not in the DC, Maryland, and Virginia area, I also have virtual options available for you, as well as virtual classes and in-person classes. And let's not forget my challenge groups. If you missed getting in, I'm actually going to be starting another challenge group as of September 30th. So you can check out my website for that. I'm going to be updating the site to reflect the September 30th date. And you can also follow me at Joyful Ebony on all social media platforms. I would love to have a conversation with you. So please do not hesitate to reach out to me on those platforms because I want to hear from you. And lastly, as a special for anyone and everyone, but I'm making sure that you guys know it here first, is for anyone that purchases my thyroid guide for the month of September, I will be offering a free discovery call for you. You can purchase my thyroid guide at bit.ly/thyroid warrior. And as soon as I see that you have purchased the guide, I will send you a link to the discovery call with me. You can go in, choose the time that works best for you, and we can get you started. And lastly, the other thing that I also wanted to let you guys know about was I want to hear from you, and I also want to feature you on the podcast. So the way that this is going to work is naturally, I have to hear from you. So if I see that you are interacting with me on Joyful Ebony, we can definitely have a conversation because I want to lift you guys up and I want to show how hard you're working. So on Instagram as well, in my profile, there is a link to the thyroid issues call, and you can simply go there and enter your information. And also that link is bit.ly/thyroid issues call. And that's just free for my listeners, for my followers, because I want to get on a call with you and just start hearing more about your thyroid disease issues. And it's just really important to me to make sure you're all right. So with that, let's go ahead and jump right into the episode. Hello, friends. I am incredibly grateful for this season, even though it's still 80-something degrees out where I am. I hope that it is starting to feel a little bit like fall for you. But regardless of what quote unquote season you're in terms of the weather is concerned, I want to talk about changes and new beginnings and new seasons. And for many of you, this is the start of either a new school year or perhaps a new job or just different things that may be happening in your life. And I just want to applaud you for everything that you are currently doing, because I know how challenging it can be considering your energy levels to keep going sometimes. And I want you to celebrate yourself today. And here's why. When it comes to new beginnings and starting something fresh, it can be difficult to establish a routine. And that is why I kind of started off this series working towards kind of walking through establishing a routine and figuring out what is best for you in terms of managing your condition. Now, I want to spend some time talking to my peeps that are in a transition into something new and different. And my advice is simple. Start slow. Whether you're starting college or high school or a new job, or even if you're getting your medication adjusted, just start slow, because it's very challenging. And I know from all of those perspectives how taxing it can be on your energy. And for me, one of the things that really got me through those difficult times was really and truly journaling about the progress that I was making, because for a long time, it was incredibly difficult for me to maintain my energy levels. And there were times where I legit had to escape. And I tend to be more introverted, but I really do enjoy interacting with people and having conversations with people. And I would literally have a moment where I'm talking, laughing and having a really good time. And then all of a sudden, my energy levels would just crash. And all I could do was think about how quickly can I escape to be in the quiet and not talk to anyone. Please tell me I'm not the only one that's experienced that. Please tell me. I also remember having moments where, particularly around the holidays, I literally would go in the basement or in a closet sometimes and just hide, because it was so much stimulation that my body just couldn't handle it. So this is why it's so very important that you learn how to take it slow. And to that point, when you're getting adjusted to peopling, I'll call it, it's overwhelming. And for many of you, and myself included, anxiety is so real because you're trying to figure out, okay, I'm either starting a new job or I'm starting at a new school. And oh my goodness, for those of you that are in high school and in college, I need to tell you right now that I want you to build up your self-esteem and your confidence in such a way that is unshakable. And I'm going to talk about that in a later podcast episode. But for now, you will definitely need to assert yourself, because the pressure that you are going to encounter from your peers is relentless. I know, because I've been there and I've encountered those situations, and it doesn't really stop. But when you're going through trying to put on that face for everyone else to show that you're capable of hanging out and being a part of the group and all those things, people that don't have a thyroid condition or an autoimmune disease, they just don't get it, unfortunately. And I cannot tell you how many times I've been called a flake or phony or a fake friend. And just boring and not interesting. And it's hurtful. It's very, very hurtful because in my mind, people don't understand how much energy went into getting up and getting out of the bed. And for people just to make the assumption that I don't want to be around them is frustrating because on the one hand, you want to explain yourself to people because you want them to get like I'm not being a jerk on purpose. But at the same time, you also struggle because you have this moment where you're like, well, I don't have to explain to you why I do what I do. Does anyone else experience this? Just bear with me for a moment. I promise that we're getting somewhere. So what I want to really drive home is, yes, you want to take it slow, but also understand that some people just aren't going to get it. And that's not up to you to try to get other people to understand why you have to do what you have to do. Because at the end of the day, you're living in your body and you have to make a conscious effort to be selfish in a way, to take care of yourself. Because I literally was at my leadership retreat last week and I was up with my best friend with her newborn every couple of hours. And y'all, I love my sleep. I love my goddaughter, but I was hurting the next day. And my manager wanted to go to a bar after, and I really, really wanted to as well, but my body just couldn't take it anymore. And I was shivering the entire day because the air conditioner was on full blast. I did not bring a sweater, and I know better, but I didn't. And I had to be in rush hour traffic. And if you've ever been in rush hour traffic when you're extremely exhausted, it's something really scary about that because you can't really tell if you're awake or if you're dozing. And then you get in this state where you're really hyper focused because you're so afraid that you're going to fall asleep. And it's just one of those instances where all you want to do is get home. That was me. So as soon as I got home, 6 o'clock, I probably was in bed by 6:30 and didn't wake up until 7 o'clock the next morning. And I was okay with that. And that's what I mean when I say sometimes you have to get into the habit of really working on that self-care routine, because on the days when I'm tired and I can't really move forward. I try very hard, but there's only so much energized to go around and I crash. But I allow myself grace to be able to just rest and recover. And I'm not really ashamed to say I get tired. And even though I am at a point where I feel better than I ever have before, I still have those days when all I want to do is go to sleep. And even today, I had a headache and I don't remember the last time I had a really bad headache like this before. And that's an indication to me that my body needs rest. And previously, I mentioned how important it was to journal your days and those symptoms. And I went back and I looked at my journal, and the last time I had a headache, and it wasn't even like this, was 6 months ago. So that helps me to really be able to evaluate, okay, what's going on? What happened today? why am I feeling this way? And of course, I realized I didn't drink enough water today. I did not get a good night rest last night. And that affects me. So you may be getting to a point where you're adjusting to a new schedule or a new way of life. Let's say you are a new parent or you're doing something new. Just know that it's going to take time for you to kind of get in a groove, but you're not alone. You have all of us here, and it's very important to me that you know that you are supported and that you are loved. So I just want you to know, again, when you're working on things, establish that routine, but also take it slow. Take it slow and understand that you're not going to be able to please everyone. You're not going to be able to explain your condition to everyone. And it's not really everyone that needs to know about what's going on with you. So establish those boundaries as well. And lastly, on the days where you know that you're going to have a difficult time moving forward and pushing past the fatigue, just know that it's okay to rest. And with that, friends, I just want you to recognize that you are doing everything in your power that you need to do in order to be your best self. So be happy, be whole, and be well. Take care. Okay, Thyroid Warriors, get out there and take things one step at a time. Remember, be great, reflect on your triumphs, and as always, be well. Take care.